Tracy, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So I filmed this way the last monthly final thought, so I thought I'd do it again because I kind of like doing it this way. So let me know in the comments if you prefer me doing it the original way I was doing it, where I'm like on camera, you know, using the products and talking about them. Those videos are a little longer than these, or if you like it this way where I'm just kind of pulling the products out of the drawer and talking about how I felt about them for the month. So these were all the products that were chosen by the roulette wheel for the month of May. Alright, so let's start out with primer because that is the first step I do in my makeup. So the one that was chosen is from One Size. This is the Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn primer. I don't like this primer. So I have tried letting it dry down before I go in and put any makeup on. And every single time I use this, it makes my makeup peel off my face. Like it's like kind of does this like dry skin looking texture, but it's not dry skin. It's literally making my foundations peel. And on top of it, I don't like the smell of this. It smells kind of like paint thinner in a way. So yeah, I've used a decent amount of it because it's a mini, but yeah, I definitely would not be repurchasing this. Now I do like his other primer. I think it's the Secure the Blur one. That one I really like, but this one is just not for me. Okay, so then moving on, after I do primer, I do my brows. So the two products that were chosen for brows, we have the Sephora Fluff Fix Brow Wax. This is pretty new to my collection. I bought it for the full face of Sephora, and I liked it then, but I have used it some more, and I have some thoughts about it. I've discovered that it likes to kind of bunch up on my brows, and I have very, very thin brows, so I don't have a whole lot of brow hair to begin with. But I've noticed that it's like bunching and kind of balling up at the top of my brow throughout the day. So yeah, just not a good brow product for me. The way I've been using this one is actually kind of like a laminating brow. I did that specifically because of this product that was chosen, because that's how I like to use this product. So I would put this in my brows, let it dry down, and then I would go in and use the L'Oreal Faux Brow Pen. I think the shade is like a dark brown. It's not on the product that I can see, but it'll be in the description box what the shade is. But yeah, this I started out liking when I first used it, but as time has went on, yeah, just not a fan of it. And I'm going through it rather quickly, which seems like there's not much product in here because I don't go through brow gels very often. So yeah, that's another thing I've noticed. Okay, but the brow pen. So I really like this brow pen. I don't like to use it on its own. It's okay for me to use it on its own, but it doesn't fill in enough for me to really like how my brows look with just using this. So unfortunately, this is not a one and done product for me. I prefer using a brow pencil so that I can like draw out my shape and then kind of fill in, and then go over with this to fill in any other sparse places. So yeah, that's how I like to use this one. I will say this one is a bit of a learning curve when you start to use it, because there's a certain way you kind of got to turn it when you're first starting to use it, since it's the 2 prongs instead of 1. But once you figure that out, it's pretty easy to use. But I do really like this product, and it does last throughout the day. Like I said, I just don't like to use it as a one and done. I can't attest to the up to 2-day brow tint pen because I always end up taking my makeup off at the end of the day with a balm, and it always comes off with that. So I've never tried to just use this and test it for 2 days. Okay, but moving on, let's go into complexion products. So let's see here. So we have the foundation that was chosen, and this is the Colored Raine Skin Sticks Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I have the shade 200W. This is a really good shade for me. This is no longer available because the brand went out of business. But as you can see, I don't have very much left. This is all I have left. So I've used quite a bit of this. And I need to be careful because it looks like it's separating from the bottom there, so I don't want it to fall out. But I like this. It's very nice and creamy, very easy to blend. Haven't had any issues with it whatsoever, aside from every time I use this primer, which I've used this foundation with multiple different primers, so that's how I know that this is what's causing the issue. So yeah, like this, definitely want to continue to use it, and yeah, gotta go back in my collection till it's gone. Might end up putting that maybe in a project pan or something if I don't finish it beforehand. So then I go in with my concealers, and I've been using the Tarte, this is their Colored Clay CC Under Eye Corrector in Light Medium Peach. So I really like this. I mean, I don't like the packaging because, as you can see, you know, fingerprints, but I love this just as much as I love my Sigma Duo. It's very comparable to that, very creamy. As you guys can see, I've used it a decent amount. Love these type of products for like when you want to just do like minimal makeup and then have a little something to kind of correct under your eyes for dark circles. This is really good for that, as well as the Sigma one. And I mean, it's creamy, blendable. I don't have any complaints with this whatsoever. Love it. And this is pretty new to my collection as well. Definitely keeping. Okay, so then another product that was chosen that's new to my collection. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. This is their contour stick in Fair Light. So this is a very thin contour stick. It does smell like their, you know, their butter bronzer stuff. So if you're not a fan of that or you have a sensitivity to it, I would not recommend this for you. But I really like this. I have been using it on my face too, but one of the reasons I bought this, I felt like this would work really, really well for like nose contour, and it does because it's so thin. And Physicians Formula, they have their bronzer formula down, their creams and their powders are really good. And this is, you know, just as good as the rest of them. It blends easy, don't have any issues with it whatsoever. So yeah, definitely like this. Okay. So then we move on to the cream blush. And the cream blush that was chosen is this little mini that I got from the Advent Calendar from MCO Beauty. And this is their cheek and lip tint in the shade Dusk. I believe this is a dupe for the Dossier blushes. I've never used those. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging, just because it's a little difficult sometimes to kind of get the pigment to come completely out. Especially when it gets low, you gotta like really squeeze out. This shade looks intimidating. It looks very dark, right? But it blends out to like this perfect kind of flushed look for me, which I really love for my cheeks, because I have pretty round cheeks, right? But I enjoy like emphasizing my round cheeks, and this kind of gives like, I like to call it like that Mrs. Claus kind of look, but not like in your face, just subtle, and which is kind of how I really like to do my blushes. So I do like it for that. I just prefer doe foots over like a squeeze tube. But yeah, this is the mini, and I've used it probably at least 6 or 7 times now, and I've probably got maybe 3 or 4 more uses out of it, I'd say, because I just do a tiny dot on each cheek and my nose. So yeah, but if you use a lot more blush, which I mean, this is pretty pigmented, so you could get out of hand pretty quickly with it, but I like this. I definitely will continue to use it. So then we have my liquid highlighter. This is from their Tangled collection from ColourPop. This is Mother Gothel. I love this. This is such a beautiful liquid highlighter. It blends super easy. I don't have it pull up any of my foundation or anything underneath it. And it just kind of gives this nice, like, I don't want to say like subtle glow, because it is a little more pigmented than that. And you know me, I don't like glitter highlighters, and this one does not have like a super glittery base to it. It's just like that perfect kind of icy lit from within kind of highlighter. I really like this. One of my favorites they've done. Okay, so then we have powders. So the powder bronzer from Sephora. This is their matte bronzer in 02 Beach Bum Tan. I love this. First of all, it smells so good. Again, this is new to my collection, but this is that like perfect kind of everyday bronzer, right? It's not super dark, it's not super light. For me, it's just that perfect tone so that I don't look too bronzy, but it also shows up enough that it looks like I've just been sun-kissed. I mean, it is called Beach Bum Tan, you know, so it's a good name for it. But yeah, I really like this formula. It's super easy to blend. I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. So I'm actually really excited to try the bronzer palette that I got of theirs, because if it's anything like this, it's definitely going to be a staple in my collection, because this has quickly become one. So then we have the powder blush, and this is from Tarte, and it is in the shade Masterpiece. So this was from one of their holiday collections. So this is a pretty dark pigmented blush, and I will say I have to go very light-handed into this and tap off my brush, because you'll see, I think in one of the shorts, you'll see my face because I dipped into it and I went heavy-handed, because I'm used to older formula of Tarte blushes where they weren't super pigmented. These are very pigmented. So yeah, I believe the collection, this part of the collection was meant for medium to deeper skin tones, so that's why it's so pigmented. But I can use this too. It's just I have to go in light-handed and I have to dust off my brush. And I will say at first, and it could have been because I picked up too much pigment, it was a little patchy, but I've noticed since I've been dusting the brush off and everything, it blends better. And I will say that it pairs really nicely with this Imco Beauty shade. They're kind of like the perfect combo. They just pair so nice together and looks really pretty. Alright, so the setting powder that was chosen, this is from NYX. This was actually still wrapped in packaging in my collection because I had not used it, even though I'd had it for a little while. So this is their HD finishing powder in translucent. So typically for translucent shades, I like to use loose powders to set my face, and I tend to only like pressed glowy powders for finishing powder. So I kind of dug my nail accidentally in it, trying to catch it from falling. This does a good job of setting down my makeup. I will say that it does lighten the foundation when you put it over top of it. So, I mean, if you have a foundation that's a little bit too dark and you put this over it, it might help. But when you're using like the perfect match ones, it does make you look paler. At least for me anyways. So I don't like that aspect of it. It does help control the oil, I will say that, because I've wore it out and about and it's pretty hot right now in Florida, and my makeup did last throughout the day. But I don't think I'm going to continue to keep this in my collection, just simply because, like I said, when I set down my face, I don't prefer a loose, I prefer a loose powder over a pressed powder unless I'm using a finishing powder. So yeah, I don't think this is going to end up staying in my collection. Now the banana powder one I really like for setting under my eyes, because I do like that. But yeah, I think I'm going to end up letting this go in my next declutter. Product works really well. It's just personal preference for me. So the face palette that was chosen is from Laura Lee Los Angeles, and this is their Glazed Lit Kit, and this brand no longer exists. I got this in their mystery box, and I'm finally getting around to using it. So I will say, nice mirror in here, and this packaging is hefty. It is like luxe feeling. So I use this shade a lot. I use this shade right here a lot. I use this shade mixed with this shade a decent amount. I never use this shade. I guess I technically could probably use it as an eyeshadow, but it's a bit too deep for me. And I use this one a lot as a glowy blush topper, especially with these two. Like these two and this together make a really good blush combo. I used it quite a bit during the month. It was really, really nice. And this formula is really good, even though this palette is kind of old. So yeah, I really like it so far. So I'm going to continue to keep it in my collection for now and keep using it. Alright, so the setting spray that was chosen is another MCO Beauty one. And this is their Miracle Flawless Setting Spray. This is essentially a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I've never used the Charlotte Tilbury one. This has a bit of a fragrance to it at first, and I'm still a little on the fence with this because I need to use it on a day that I'm not using this product, because all the other stuff I've used that I know that I don't have an allergy to, but one of these two, it makes me itch, and I'm not sure which one it is. I got a feeling it's this product because I did break out too, and I'm not prone to breaking out. So yeah, and I definitely want to use this with some other products just to test and see. It's not great for longevity, so I do end up having to go over with my like old Urban Decay or my Morphe or my L'Oreal for long-lasting setting spray, but I use it more of like a finishing type spray. I do like the size of this little mini though, because I like taking stuff like this for travel. I do prefer something a little bit smaller, like the Benefit Professional one for travel, but this is a nice option. But yeah, like I said, I need to keep testing it out with other products to make sure it's not what's making me itch. Okay, so that should be all the, oh no, sorry, I forgot about this powder highlighter. So this is the new ColourPop Twilight Eclipse. This is, what is it called? Change Me. I love the ColourPop Twilight collections. I think they do a really good job with it. Again, I hate this packaging though. It's no secret. I've been saying that for years. I don't like this clamshell because they break over time. And sometimes they're kind of hard to open. This one too. Like I have no nails on it. I'm struggling a bit. But the highlighter itself is just so pretty. And it actually paired really nicely with this liquid one. So, and you know, if you own these, they pair really nice with each other. I love the ColourPop Supershock highlighter formulas. I always have. ColourPop just does a really good job with that formula. Again, just a packaging issue because I hate the clamshells, but really, really like this. Alright, so now I think that's all of the face products. So let's go into the eyes. So the eye primer that was chosen is from Essence, and this is the Jelly Grip Eyeshadow Primer. This is another item that was new to my collection, and I am pleasantly surprised by this. I liked their Jelly Grip Primer for the face. I just hate the pump because the pump always gets clogged up. So I wish they would put it in a tube as opposed to the pump, because I think it would work better for them. But I really like this. I didn't think I was going to like it because it has like a gel consistency on the eyes, which is usually not my favorite. But I will say I've used this on my eyes for mattes. Grips it, but doesn't grip it so much that you can't blend, unlike the Catrice one. I could not stand the Grip to Last Catrice one because of that. And it also doubles as a really nice kind of tacky primer for shimmers. So yeah, I really, really like this, and Essence is pretty affordable. So yeah, this I would say has probably become my new favorite drugstore tacky eye primer. But like I said, it also works well with mattes, because I've talked about in the past the NYX one. I like the NYX one, but it's a little too thick, and every one I've had, the packaging breaks, so I don't have that issue with this because it comes on a doe foot, which is my preferred method to apply my eye primers. So yeah, really, really nice. Definitely would repurchase this. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette that was chosen is from Blend Bunny, and this is their, I know some people say Machina, some people say Machina, so I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but I love this cover. I think this is so pretty. I'm not exactly sure who the artist is for this one, but I'm sure Blend Bunny probably credited them. She usually does. And then the palette is obviously the same artwork. So pretty. Very nice, sturdy packaging, like always. And you get a nice big mirror in here. You can kind of see my mess on my vanity there. Now, this is not typically a color story I would gravitate towards. So from my understanding, this, so basically this side here, like from here over, is the like human side, and then from this side over is like the machine robot color story, right? So I definitely really like the options in here. I love this setup that Blend Bunny does, especially if you're a beginner at makeup and you know you're not exactly sure how to create an eye look. She sets it up by row, so that, like, you know, depending on how you start, like some people start with the lightest shade in their crease and then they deepen it up with the next deep shade, and then they deepen it up even more with the deepest shade, and then you have your shimmer, right? So it's kind of all set up for you here. Or you could start from the opposite option and go dark, lighten, and lighten. I've done either. Just depends. Most of the time I tend to go from light to dark just because it's a little easier to blend that way. But I will say Blend Bunny's formula is my #1 brand for formula, mattes and shimmers, because the mattes are so effortless. They basically blend themselves. I'm telling you, it's one of the easiest formulas I've ever worked with. And her shimmers are always so impactful, so metallic, so sparkly. They're just gorgeous on the eyes. But yeah, where this was typically not a color story I would gravitate towards, I've quickly fallen in love with it because there's so many looks you can do with this. It's just so beautiful. Like I said, best quality, one of my favorite brands. Okay, so then the single shadow that was chosen is, no surprise, a ColourPop Supershock. This was for their birthday last year, and I think they re-released it this year. This is the 11 Scoops. When I first got this, this was more impactful, so it is starting to dry out, so I'm going to have to revive it a little bit. But it's just a gorgeous shade. It is so sparkly, so soft, just a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I've used it as a topper. I mean, you guys can see. I've used it as a topper. I've used it on its own. just gorgeous. I love the Supershock formula. Again, they do have a tendency to dry out though, so there is that. And you can see it comes off pretty easy. I didn't use a makeup wipe. I literally just used a paper towel just now. But it does last throughout the day. Alright, so then we have eyeliners, and then I'll have to go grab, I think, lip product, because I'm always missing a lip product in these videos because they end up in my bag, and then I forget when I come back here. Oh, so we have this eyeliner. This is ColourPop. This is Amethyst Hour. I've used this so many times. Anytime I end up doing like a pinky or a light purple look, I always use this shade. It's one of my favorites. Very creamy. ColourPop has pretty much they're definitely my top 3, if not my number 1 eyeliner formula. This eyeliner. Their liquid liners I'm not a fan of, but their cream gel liners, love. And the liquid liner that was chosen is from Makeup Revolution and their Clueless collab. This is their second round of the Clueless collab. This is the Earth to Tie liquid liner. It's just this deep chocolatey brown. You gotta deal with this. I mean, it's a nod to the Clueless pen that Cher uses. Is it a little annoying sometimes to sort because of this? Yes, but I mean, I get it. It's on there for a reason. The product itself is really, really nice. It doesn't drag. It doesn't skip. It's a very like liquidy formula, but it dries down pretty quickly. Again, I'm not the best at liquid eyeliner, but this one is pretty easy to use. So the mascara that was chosen is from ColourPop, and this is their Level Up Lengthening Mascara in black. I really like this mascara. It is a very good drugstore lengthening mascara. It's probably one of the best ones I've used. I will say the Essence ones are a little bit better, but sometimes you gotta watch with the Essence ones because some of them flake or transfer and some don't. Like the Lash Princess ones, I like the false lash effect one, but I do like their Lash Without Limits, I think it is, and the Call Me Queen one better because it doesn't transfer as much. But I really like this one. Is it my best lengthening mascara in my entire collection? No, I have some like indie and higher brands that are better over this one, but this one's more affordable and is a good drugstore option. I mean, I consider ColourPop drugstore, even though they're technically kind of indie drugstore, because they're in Target and they're in the drugstore section of Ulta. So yeah, this is a really good mascara. I will continue to use it. I will say mine is getting ready to go though, because it's past its point. I can feel it drying out. Okay, let me go grab the other lip products and I'll come back and we'll talk about all the lip products. Alright, I am back and let's start with the lip oil. I don't have a lip scrub. I kind of stopped doing that for the spin wheel just because I don't really have much of the lip scrubs left that I like to use. I think I have maybe one. So I kind of removed that from the spin wheel, but I'm still doing like lip mask, lip oil, lip balm, because I have quite a few of those. But the one that was chosen is from Taste Beauty, and this is their Care Bears collection. This is a vitamin E infused lip oil. This is strawberry flavored, and it smells so good. It smells just like strawberry, like a strawberry Jolly Rancher. Love it. I'm actually going to apply it right now because my lips need some moisture. But it is not sticky at all. It glides on super nice. It pairs really well with the lip liner I'm going to show you here in a minute. Yeah, it's just really nice and nourishing on the lips. I mean, the vitamin E definitely helps that's in it. You can feel it like when you apply it. It's not thick. You can just kind of feel it sinking into your lips and moisturizing. And, you know, it smells really good on top of it. So, yeah, really, really nice. Can't wait to use some of the other ones in this collection now. Okay, so the lip liner. Sorry about that. I had someone come to the door. So the lip liner that was chosen is the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner, long name. This is in Keep It Spicy. Love this one. Just one of my favorite, like, kind of medium nude shades to use. Pairs really, really well with pretty much most of my lipsticks. Definitely keeping in my collection. I will say I wish it was a little bit shorter because it is a little hard to kind of store in my purse makeup bag because it is a little long. So there is that. But really nice formula, very creamy. So the lip gloss that was chosen is from Intensifying, and this is their collab with Tina, otherwise known as the Fancy Face, over on Instagram and here on YouTube. I love this. So I don't like the matte formulas. It was like the matte cream formula lips from Intensifying. They're just not for me, but I love their shine and their glow formula. This is like kind of this perfect peachy topper gloss. Pairs really, really nice with any nude lip that I've done this month. Obviously, you know, when I put this over top, my lip combos don't last as long because it is a glossy formula. So it's just is what it is. But I really, really like this. Feels very, very nice, not sticky. It feels really comfortable on the lips, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful shade. Alright, so then the other three products were chosen. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to use, so I am going to have to put it aside with the lip combo from last month that I didn't get to do. Sometimes that just happens. I just kind of run out of time, or the looks I've done don't really go with the color story. I probably could have done something. Let me look at the palette again. I just kind of ran out of time. Yeah, I could have done something probably with this burgundy down here to kind of match up. But I will say I have used this Glam Light. I think it's Team Edward or something like that. It's the Edward lip kit pencil. It's just like this really dark, it's pretty much black, but I think they call it like a dark brown, but it's pretty much black on me. Very, very nice. I love the formula of Glam Light. Even though they're wooden pencils, they're still creamy and blendable, so really, really nice. The Catrice Liquid Lip, I did try it once when I first got it. It is drying, so I will try it again for the lip combo. I'll probably do a short and try to remember to put that up. I'm going to have to write a note for myself to do those lip combos. So yeah, if it's... I didn't wear it very long, but first off, it started to dry down kind of pretty matte. I mean, it is a matte formula. I tend to not go for those because they usually make your lips feel very, very dry. But I'll try it out and I'll wear it for a little longer to see how I fully feel about it. But I feel like this probably won't survive my next lip declutter. And then we have the NYX Shine Loud Stay Stunted Lip Duo. You have your gloss and your liquid lip. I love this formula. I have not used this shade that I can remember, because I don't wear a lot of like red or orange lips, just because I gotta be kind of precise with it. This one I think it might be like an orangey red, so we'll see when I get it on the lips how I feel about it, because typically orangey reds are not my favorite. I tend to like deep vampy reds, very much blue based reds, not your like pinky reds. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I can't give you like my full opinion on those yet, but those are what I can tell you so far, you know, aside from this one, because I've used this multiple times. Alright, so those are my thoughts on everything that the Roulette Wheel picked for May. Stay tuned. I'm actually going to be filming the Roulette Wheel picks for June right after this. So I never know which one's going to go up first. I try to get this one up first before I do the roulette wheel, but sometimes, you know, time constraints, they get swapped. So, but they'll definitely be going up relatively soon, so stay tuned for that. You guys really seem to be enjoying these monthly makeups, especially the short videos. So yeah, let me know if you own any of these and what are your thoughts of the products. I'm very, very happy with this, starting this on my channel, because I'm using not only new products that, you know, are coming into my collection, but I'm also able to use things that are in my collection that were getting neglected, because when you're always kind of like focusing on the new, because that's what honestly, you know, gets the views, your makeup collection gets neglected. So I really, really like this series for that purpose, and that's one reason I've been considering dipping my toes into the project panning community as well. And if any of you guys do happen to do any of the project pans and you enjoy them, can you let me know what the easiest one to start with would be? Because I can't have something super rigid with dates, because where I suffer from chronic pain, I don't always get to be super consistent with my filming, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to, but just, you know, pain flare-ups and stuff control my life sometimes, so there's that. But yeah, let me know if you're project panners and what some of your favorite ones are and what are the easiest ones to begin with. But yeah, those are my thoughts for all this. Like I said, stay tuned for June's picks. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, take a moment and like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out and I would appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.